Night Squad 2 is an absolutely fantastic party game for 1 to 8 players to play locally or online. I've not had this much fun in a party game for quite some time, so I'm going to be spending the next few minutes waxing absolute lyrical about this game for a variety of different reasons. So the skinny version of this review is just go and goddamn buy it, especially with Christmas coming up quite soon. Now, in Night Squad, you play 1 to 8 players, and there'll always be 8 players in the game. They might be filled out with bots if you don't have 8 players to hand, but the bots are very competent and don't go too crazy, apart from one specific mode where they get a bit confused trying to find keys to unlock a vault. Outside of that, though, it runs beautifully smoothly, and I also like the fact that even if you've only got 4 controllers, you can split your controllers up so that one player plays with one side of the controller and one with the other. When doing that, it shows just how simple the controls are. You've got one analog stick to just move around, one to attack and one to block, and that's because regardless of which of the 15 minigames you're playing, it's always good to kill everyone because it takes them out of the equation for a couple of seconds whilst they respawn, and it allows you to get the upper hand and the advantage. You do this by carrying loads of different weapons, and the weapons are upgradable through 3 tiers. So you start off with your basic one whenever you walk over the first power up, then an improved one for the second one, and then like a max ultimate ability for the third version of that weapon that you pick up, so long as you're still alive by the time you get there, which is very debatable quite often in these chaotic matches. Now, each of the weapons have their own pros and cons. So the sword is very fast, but obviously it's like a melee attack, so it can't go very far. The bow is very fast and can be shot very far away, but it's got such a narrow point of collision with anyone that you're going to have to be very good at being an archer to get there. The bazooka you can fire from afar and has a much bigger impact, but sadly it's got a huge reload time, so you need to use it strategically. Same for the magic attacks. And also there's like a kamikaze one where you can blow yourself up, but then you kill everyone that you touch in the process. So that's a good one to try and take everyone out at the same time if you can. Now, as you go through all of these different weapons, you'll be using them to try and win a variety of minigames, and Night Squad 2 falls into 2 categories. You've got the tournament mode, which is where it's just first to 3 wins the game, or you can select specific minigames and really tailor your experience and then just play whatever minigames that you all want to play without them kind of being cups or points done in the background. It's very much one game at a time. The 15 minigames are a variety of kind of minigame staples, I would say, but given the Night Squad flair. So for example, you've got like the Rocket League soccer game where you're trying to play football to get one to another's goal. So it's 2 teams of 4 knights. So obviously killing each other gives you the upper hand and the advantage, so you can push the ball forward. That then extends out to like capture the flag, where you've got 2 teams of 4 going against each other to try and steal each other and defend the other flag as you go. And there's another one where you send out minions and you need to kind of kill the minions before they get to the other tower to like start killing its HP, and so on and so forth. There's a good jailbreak one as well. Then you've got loads of minigames where it's either divided into free-for-all, duos, which is basically 4 teams of 2, and then squads, which is 2 teams of 4. And this could be things like painting the ground and trying to cover as much surface area as possible. It could be grabbing the chalice and returning it back to your area. There's a race mode, for example, where it could be teams or individuals, and that gets very chaotic because the races are very narrow, and so you're just all stabbing and killing each other to try and get over the finish line. There is a very simple like battle royale or kill mode for however many people that you kill as you kind of go through the different levels, and for all of these different mini games as well, they've all got different maps that are unlockable as you play previous ones as you go through. Those maps do change up the game quite considerably because like there's an ice variant, so then you start to slip and slide everywhere. There's also a drill weapon, which allows you to drill through stone blocks or trees, whatever it is that you're doing. And depending on what map that you go into, those blocks will either be absolutely everywhere or you'll have specific kind of paths that you want to get to. And there's a strategic element in this game that actually sometimes going for the drill and trying to clear out a path to where you want to go is good, because then once you've done that and you've avoided killing everyone else, you've got a really good shortcut to try and like claim the chalice or return the souls of the people that you've killed back to your keep, for example, in one of the mini games. All of this just means that the same control scheme applies to everything that you do, and it makes it really easy to pick up and play. Not only do you have this shared controller experience, Night Squad 2 is cross-play, so unlike its original game, which was only available I believe on PC, this one's also on all of the consoles, so no matter where you've got the game, you can all join together online using a room code, and I found the online experience to be very, very simple and easy to pick up and play, with zero lag essentially for when we was playing. The other really cool thing about the PC version, and this is again another reason why I'm like, you should really buy and support this game, is that only one person, if you're all playing on PC, needs to buy the game. All of the other 7 people that you might want to play with, or up to 7 people, can download Night Squad 2 trials. And what this does is it gives those people access to the full game. They just can't set up the rooms and like the parameters for all of the mini games that they play, and they have no access to the solo mode. But it gives them the entire game to play online. So one person buys the game, the other 7 download the trials and join in. And that is such an anti-consumerism stance that I think it needs to be applauded and held up as such a great way of doing things, because quite often you're like, oh, here, have a 4-pack so that you can all play together and you get like 20% off. This is literally just giving the game away to every one of your mates that you ever want to join with, and I think that that's just such a generous and interesting way of going about doing party games, particularly when this was released during the pandemic. I just think it deserves a lot of applause and attention. And the fact that the game is so fantastic already, just there's a cherry on the cake to make you just go, come on, you need to buy this game. If I was to be extremely picky, I would say that occasionally the AI bots get a bit confused on a couple of the mini games, but it's so rare and it doesn't really impact my enjoyment on the game because I was still having an absolute blast playing the game regardless anyway. If you're looking to play with randomers and kind of fill out some of those grid slots, what I would recommend is that any of your local games you can just automatically play online because they'll be filled out with bots until other people pop along anyway. And I'm sure there's a Discord kicking around somewhere that will help you marry up times for battles. But yeah, I love this game. Real genuine surprise of how great it is to play. And this will be definitely on my Christmas multiplayer drunken rotation. Oh yes. And it will stay on my local multiplayer rotation for a very long time to come. If any of my mates are watching this, you need to get some practice in because we're going to be playing this one till the wee hours of the morning. Written review will be over on highplanegames.com. You guys take care and I'll hopefully catch you again on another video. Bye-bye. Higher Plane Games is part of the Higher Plane Network, a completely independent media outlet supported by people like you. The goal is to create the best possible content that cultivates a richer indie scene for games as well as music and entertainment. To find out more and to get involved, visit patreon.com/higherplane network. Your support makes all the difference, and in return you'll gain access to bonus content and downloads. Thank you for watching.